Should you go to college to become a professional photographer or filmmaker? What's up, guys? Jordan Correces here, co-founder of the WLMA. And if you don't know who we are, here at the WLMA, we're a team of six-figure wedding photographers. We have almost 1,000 students worldwide, have helped a ton of them scale to deep six-figure years. And we're here to help you get to those amazing levels as well. So if you want to see more of our content, make sure to click on the like and subscribe button right now. We're posting content every single week to help you get to amazing levels in your photography or filmmaking business. Now, the big question, a lot of our clients are often in the 25-year-old to 45-year-old demographics, but every once in a while we get photographers who are in college or about to go to college and have this big question, and it is, should you go to college to become a pro photographer or filmmaker? And to cut straight to the chase, the truth is the answer is no. You should not go to college to become a professional photographer or filmmaker. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down, first off, the reasons why. Why should you not do this? And then also I'm going to be breaking down the pros and cons of going to college to learn photography, filmmaking, or business and not doing so. And in the end, I'm going to be giving you a ton of resources you can use to improve your photography or filmmaking business and save $100,000 because you're not spending all that money on a degree that is pretty much pointless. And I'm also going to be sharing with you a ton of business resources for you in the caption of this video that you can check out afterwards as well. So I don't want to waste time. Let's get straight to the chase. What are the cons? What are the reasons why you should not go to college to become a professional photographer or filmmaker? The first one is money. Imagine spending maybe up to $100,000 to learn some of the things that you need to know to be successful versus about a couple thousand, learning from the right people outside of college and learning exactly what you need to know to become amazing at the art of your craft, and also learning the business side of things as well. And I kind of learned this the hard way because I actually did go to college. I studied photography, a little bit of business, but at the same time during my 4 years in college, I was also learning from a lot of workshops, a lot of courses, a lot of mentors, and reading a lot of my own books. I was reading photography books from some of the best in the game. I was attending workshops from some wedding photographers who were legends in the game. I was being mentored in business from some of the best entrepreneurs out there. And what I had come to find is not only was I learning the same things from my mentors and these workshops that I was in college, but I was learning 10 times more. I hate to say it, I respect a lot of my teachers that I had in college. I love them, but I was just learning so much by finding the right people on my own. And even when it came to the business world of things, a lot of business professors haven't actually built successful businesses themselves. They teach a lot of theory from these books versus when I would work with mentors specific to what I needed to know, teaching the specific actual strategies and tactics to do. You can't just have theory. You need theory and practice together. And when you work with people who are in the game, you can't learn it any better way. Because this is the thing. A degree is useful if you want to become maybe a doctor, a nurse, or a lawyer. But in most cases, as a photographer and even as an entrepreneur, the degree is pretty useless. I promise you this. I've been in the wedding photography game for a long time, and I've never had a client care about where I went to college, about my degree, about where I studied. All they cared about was if I was good enough to fulfill their dream desire on their wedding day. And all that ended up mattering to me was not only that I had good enough work, but I had the sales and the marketing skills to be able to show the prospect that I had what it takes. That's all that matters. So even though I went to college, in the middle of that, I was still finding my own mentors, my own workshops, because I was realizing I was learning so much more. And from the age of about 21 to 31, I'm 31 right now, I've spent about $20,000 on different mentors outside of college. And I promise you this, my knowledge is far beyond anyone with a $100,000 business degree. It's pretty crazy because even most people with a business degree fail at creating their own businesses, meaning it is pretty much pointless. So now we went over the cons of going to college to become a professional photographer or filmmaker. Now, what are the pros? And I thought about this because I really wanted to squeeze out as many pros as possible, but this is really the only things I could think of. If you can think of more, feel free to put it into the comments. But as far as the pros in going to college for this career path, one, there's networking. You're going to meet a lot of people with similar interests, friends. College is one of the best places to make a lot of friends. And this is 100% true. It is a really fun environment to be in while learning. College can be a lot of fun. But to be completely honest, is networking, friends, and a fun environment to learn worth a six-figure degree? Especially when you can set all this stuff up yourself. Answer that for yourself. Because if you really wanted to network, make friends, and have a fun environment while learning, you can join workshops with like-minded people, programs with like-minded people, join photography and entrepreneurship clubs and meetups, which is pretty much what we do. Like with all our students, we fly out from all over worldwide, have events, learn from each other, meet up with some of the best artists in the game. We even have Nathan Holritz from Bokeh Podcasts right over here. And you can find the right communities if you're out there searching and looking for it. So now this is my deep, honest opinion when it comes to college and degrees, especially if you want to be an entrepreneur, a professional photographer, or filmmaker. So this is not our parents' days. Times have changed. Today, it's not about an expensive paper in your hand. It's about having the photography and business skills to succeed, and college is not necessary to acquire that. Focus on learning from the right people and you will save years and tens of thousands of dollars. But you still must be willing to do the work and invest in yourself. Pure trial and error with no mentors will take way too long. So you 100% don't need college to become a pro photographer or filmmaker. But if you want to have that cool, fun college experience for that cost, that's 100% up to you. Now, for those who agree and they want to improve their photography and business skills without college and save a lot more money doing so, here are some of my favorite resources throughout my journey that you can use for yourself. So let's start off with the art, and then I'll dive into the business. So one of my favorite books, especially when I was starting out as a photographer to really master the craft, was basically all of Michael Freeman's books. Michael Freeman, he's actually not a wedding photographer, he's a photojournalist, but everything you learn will go in hand. And he's written the books right over here: The Photographer's Eye, The Photographer's Mind, Perfect Exposure, and The Photographer's Story. So The Photographer's Eye basically goes deep into composition, and Michael Freeman does such an amazing job articulating the craft of composition, even diving deep into critiques in his work on what could have made it better. And this totally changed the way I looked at composition. So The Photographer's Eye, then you have The Photographer's Mind, where beyond composition, he goes into the thought process and journey of how a photographer should think to get to those shots that he's created. And that is such an amazing skill to have, especially as a wedding photographer, being able to work your mind in a different way to get the shots that you want. And over here, we have Perfect Exposure, where he dives into creating the perfect exposure for all types of lighting situations. And finally, The Photographer's Story. This is really important for wedding photographers and filmmakers, because even though he's a photojournalist showing you how to create an amazing photojournalistic story, as wedding photographers, we're pretty much photojournalists as well. And he shows how to have those beginnings, the climax, and the end of these stories to guide the viewer through a journey. So you can get all his books on Amazon. Just look up Michael Freeman. I'm sure you will find those. The second author is Robert Valenzuela. He is an absolutely amazing wedding photographer, and there's two books that I highly recommend. picture perfect posing and picture perfect practice. So posing is such a huge issue for the majority of photographers I've met. They often are winging it or they just are not good at it. And I was one of those photographers as well. And I ran across this book, Picture Perfect Posing, and I've never heard or read anyone articulate the craft and art of posing better than him. He'll teach you the foundations on every aspect of the body, whether you're working with couples, whether you're working with models, to get the perfect pose with all of them. And then he has a really great book, Picture Perfect Practice. So especially the nice thing about college is you can kind of have a curriculum to learn these things. If you need a little bit more of a disciplined curriculum to practice your craft, Picture Perfect Practice is a really great book to give you exercises to work on every single day or every single week to really improve different aspects of your photography craft. I'm also really huge when it comes to workshops and programs. So a long time ago, I purchased my favorite wedding photographer's workshop. So Marcus Bell from Studio Impressions. He is an absolute legend in the industry. He's from Australia. And when I found out that he was going to have a workshop on Creative Live, I had to get it. So Marcus Bell, basically in this workshop, he does a whole behind the scenes view of what he does from the beginning, middle, and end of a wedding day. So you can learn from his professional workflows. So if you want to learn more behind the scenes from one of the best in the game, definitely go on Creative Live and get Marcus Bell's wedding photography workshop. And as far as the business end of things, if you're a wedding photographer or filmmaker and you want to learn sales, marketing, advertising, branding, and even get to those deep six-figure levels in your business, make sure to check out the caption of this video. I'll list out a ton of resources for you that you can check out as well. But that is it, guys. I really hope that helped build some clarity for some of you who have been debating on whether if you should go to college or not go to college to become a professional photographer or filmmaker. Even if you don't plan to start your own business and you want to try to find jobs, I promise you, those business owners, they don't care about your degree. They just want to know if you're good enough. So don't worry about the degree. Worry about finding the right people to give you that shortcut. And if you need, and you're debating this maybe with family members who are pushing you to go to college, feel free to share this video with them as well. By the way, we're posting content like this every single week. We're trying to get as many photographers and videographers to the six-figure level as possible. Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on more of our content. I'll see you in the caption of this video, and I'll see you on the next one as well. Take care, guys.